Ladies and gentlemen, how to create images with your own images in Spring Boot. So in the last video I showed you how to use Spring AI, the Spring AI framework, where we actually created some pictures just from text, like we created a dinosaur. Then the next issue is to how, let's say that we have some of our own pictures, some very good pictures, some awesome pictures, some very beautiful pictures. How can we then use those to generate new pictures with the OpenAI library in Spring Boot? The short answer is that you cannot do that right now. It's actually not supported with the standard classes, but the OpenAI API, the REST API, it actually supports it. So we can still do it if we do some tricks. That means that we need to call REST API instead. And instead, so that means that in the last video I showed you how easy it was. You can just call model and then call and then add the prompts, and then we actually get an image returned. But it's a little bit more difficult, not much, but a little bit. So here we have, so first of all we need to give in an image, the class location, and it's going to be read like this: read class path image. If you know Java, then you also know how to read an image from the resource folder, and this is how it's done right here. You get a class path resource like this, and an input string, and then you read all of the bytes like that. I'll not go much into details with that. Read up on the subject if you don't know how to. It's a good subject on how to read and write files. Actually, there are a lot of cool frameworks out there, like also Apache IO. There are a lot of cool frameworks. I actually made a video where I showed 3 different ways of reading and writing files from disk. But so what do we need to do, Mike? We need to create some JSON. We need to use the REST API. That means that we need to create some base64 content right here. So that means that we need to load the bytes. So we get the bytes right here from my cute face. Then we encode it as base64. We encode it as base64. Then we add it like this: data image JPEG. If it's a JPEG, of course. If it's another image, then you have to write the other type right here. I keep my images as JPEG right now because then I don't need to change this text right here. Of course, all of this could have been made much more dynamic if I wanted to, with variables and settings, etc., etc. But right now it's hard coded, as you can see right here. And I'm also using maps. Of course, I could have type saved all of this either by using AI or by doing it myself with records. And of course, if you have some colleagues that also need to use this, and this is something that you want to use in the future, then of course do that. But for now, it's perfectly fine, and it also shows it's much easier to read, and you can kind of see the JSON when it's a map instead. Right, then you have the model right here. Response models. Which model are we using? Let's see, GPT-5 for the situation right here. Then we have the input, and this is where, so this is actually the difference. So now we both have an input text, we have a prompt, and we also have an image right here. So even though it says image URL, then we can actually add all of the image, including the data inside this image URL. It's a cute little trick right here. There's something right here you need to know. You need to add whether this is a low or a high detailed image, and you also need to, the input fidelity, it can only have low, high, and original values. Do not be afraid of mistyping these values right here, even though there's text, because you will be told in the response by the API and by the REST API what you actually did wrong. So put in some values and then see what comes out again. It's quite easy actually. Yeah, so you do this role, user, and the model, input, blah, 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 tools. And here we have the tools. We use the image generation right here, and we want to edit, and we want to use the model GPT image 1.5. This is the size, this is the quality, medium. Of course, you could also set to high quality if you need that. And that's actually it. Tool choice, image generation, and of course you can see all of this if you go to OpenAI's REST API documentation. Then you can see how to fill out and create this data right here, or you can just write it down from my example right here. And then what you do is you use either the REST template or the REST client builder. The REST client is slightly easier to read, or it's a lot easier to read actually, and it's a bit nicer. You don't have to create that requests entity. and then you don't have to get the response entity back. You can actually do something like this, like build. It's a post request. You need to call this UI, and this UI, where is that, Mike? It's API, OpenAI, version 1, responses. I think they also have a version 2, actually. Yeah. And then we have the content type, and then we have application JSON, yes. And then we have the header, which is, here I use my key, which is in the environment variables, and then I load it from my environment variables, and then have this authorization bearer area right here. And of course, all of this is something you don't see when you use the AI library, like we did last time. And you only have to do this if you have to call something special in the REST API. Then we have the body by itself, and then we have the request body, and that is now a map. Then we retrieve the response, and we retrieve it as a map. After we go through, then we get the response, and then it's a little bit difficult. It's not impossible, of course. I did it. But you have to find, first of all, find the ID right here, so that's just, then you have something to print out. Then you look for outputs in the JSON, so you get output, and that output is always a list, and inside that list is a map. So we go here, find this one right here, find image generation output. Then you need to find, then you go to each node. If the one of the node has a type named image generation call, then you want that node. That's the node that you're interested in. And of course, you can also ask for multiple pictures. Then you would have multiple of these instead of just one. In my situation, I just have one right here. So I have one map that I will get returned. If you want OpenAI to create multiple pictures, then you will get a list of maps returned right here, just so you know that. And of course, it's okay to have the code like this. Then you would just get a class cast exception, because you would assume it is a map, but it's actually a list. So yeah. And so here we have the image output node. We just get one image right here. And then we get the revised prompt is right there. And then we have the result that's right here. So you always get one of these, actually. You always get one of these that you will get. You'll have multiple results. That's what you have. So you will have a node named results instead. Yeah, results with S. Yeah, so then we get the image out. The image is encoded with base 64, so we have to decode it. So we decode it right here. Then we get the bytes out, and then we have the image, and then we save the image on disk right here. And why do we have the URL if it's always null? I don't know, but now it's gone. And we don't need to return anything. I'm just changing my code right here. Nullable, away with that. So here we are. Yeah, and this is, I have a counter actually where I increment and get, but it does not save between usages. So it always saves that as image 1 right now. So maybe it doesn't matter right now. I think I'll remove that generated image like this. If you ever find something in your code that doesn't make sense, delete it, clean up while you're at it. And here we write the file. So here we write the file path, and then the decoded bytes. So we write the bytes right there. Oh. And that's actually it. So it's actually it's quite easy and quite doable. We do not want to return that. Actually, we do not want to return that URL either, because we are not using the URL. We are actually saving. That was from when I used the DALL-E 3 library. Then I always got a URL. Let's just change that right there. Change that does not return anything. And void. And do not return. How do we have more errors? F2 is your friend. Let's look for more errors. We had one here. Void. Void. Okay, Mike, should we see an example or what? Yes, I had just now I started fixing stuff, so So let us see it in action. Actually, what can you do, Mike? Can you create a cool thumbnail where you use your own person? So we can change those so it doesn't look like AI slop, but it looks like it's something that you put together yourself. Yes, that's exactly what we can do. So I have 8 pictures of myself right here, and now I'm just going to find one of my thumbnails. I started using AI to create all of the thumbnails because I thought it looked really, really cool. But it's I got a lot of heat for that. People they don't like AI slops, AI slop nowadays. I don't know why they got fed up with it apparently or something. So instead of that, then I am going to use myself as reference, using AI model that will make it so it looks like it's something that I made myself, and then we will say something like that. This looking straight ahead, looking for opportunity, looking smiling slightly, smiling charmingly. Of course, that's default, so I don't have to write that, but let's try to see what happens now. The problem is that when you upload an image and want that as a part of your image generation, then it takes a long time. It takes like 2 minutes at least. So that means that I need to just fill the void now with 2 minutes of good talk. Just want to say that there was actually there was a paper that came out that said that the happiest people are actually the people from the middle class, and the people that are actually trying to always trying to. It's okay that you always try to improve your financial status or situation, but it actually makes you happy. The journey actually makes you happy. So that was the conclusion in that report. So if you are part of the middle class, you should not be part of the lower class. That the people are not happy in that one either, because then they don't have enough, of course. But in the middle class, then you are one of the happy people, or chances are that statistically you are part of you're one of the happier people. Upper class people are not happy. Then they have too much, and they start comparing themselves with the neighbors who will always have slightly more than themselves. If they probably live in an expensive area. So it's not good to have too much. It's also not good to have too little. Mike, are you just going to fill the void with random stuff for another minute or so? Yes, but it's actually ready now, so I don't have to do that. So let us just see right here, generated image. Whoa, that is a good thumbnail. It looks exactly like me. Actually, it does not. Maybe I should make these thumbnails myself from now on. Or maybe I should just choose another picture. That was not good. So I'll try number 7 instead. And then just nothing. What does the prompt say? I'll just add that right there. Let's try again. Okay. It will generate a new picture for us, and then I'll use that as my thumbnail for my Notepad minus video, because I got a complaint that it was annoying to see that thumbnail. And I always listen to other people, of course. I can't help it. So, Mike, is this documentation useless if you want to use one of your images as well? So as part of the image generation, the short answer is yes. But if you have a prompt that you want to use, then then the answer is no. Then it's definitely not useless. It's really cool. It's much easier to call a model like this. It's just one line, and you just have to add this dependency right here. Okay, now it's done, so I can stop blabbering. So Let's just see the image this time. Generate image. Yes, that is me. That is definitely me. And if anyone asks, then I made this thumbnail myself with some kind of editing tool, not IntelliJ. I like to actually do all my creations in IntelliJ. So let's see right here, all of the, let me say change. That was just, it's actually not true. And then we say save. Okay, so now I go here, then I just changed I changed the notepad. So that was old notepad, that was old thumbnail right there. And then we say save to the new thumbnail. And now we just changed the thumbnail on for that video. Notepad minus. Yes. AI is awesome. You just have to tell it to make something that doesn't look like it was created by AI. But it is. You can still see that it's AI, of course. Yes, let me delete that one. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all of your comments. But most of all, thank you for being exactly you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.